Welcome to the podcast. And it's
Thank you. Nice
called
to be here.
Most People Don't, But You Do. And today's guest is Deborah Price. She is the founder of several companies. Cozy Foe, as the name would indicate on today's video, but she also started Merch Madness Group, and she's doing a whole lot of other things. She's based out of Southern California. I've known Deborah for quite some time. What is remarkable about her is that she's always giving. And we know on this show that we feature people that have kindness, that express kindness, that are empathetic toward others. And Deborah, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get you on our show. I'm going to say a couple more things before I want you to jump in, obviously. You have been a tremendous sponsor of Most People Don't. Really from the beginning, you continue to be a sponsor of our podcast, a sponsor of our newsletter, and that just means the world to us. So thank you for that. Most importantly, welcome to the podcast, Deborah Price, Cozy Foe. How's that for not
Thank
talking
you.
at all?
I love it. I'm comfortable.
All right, good. Yeah, good. Just wait till all the other compliments. On this show, it goes out to well over 100,000 listeners. We know we're graciously blessed with the top 2 to 5% podcast in the world. We'd like to be able to talk to individuals in which our listeners can learn the why behind the doing. Deborah, I've known you for many years, and the first time I met you, you were a makeup artist. You grew up in Cleveland. What prompted you, first of all? We're going to start somewhat in the middle because you're 27 years old, somewhat in the middle. What prompted you to go from Cleveland to Los Angeles to begin with? I don't know if I ever asked you this.
It's not a romantic story. My parents split. My father moved here. He dangled some car keys and I grabbed them and the car was a piece of crap and died a week later. And I stayed. I had a great opportunity working for a makeup company. He went back to Cleveland and I stayed.
Okay. And growing up, did you know what you wanted to do professionally? That's a really open-ended question. Did you know what you wanted to do professionally?
What I thought I wanted to do was get into law, but unfortunately, college wasn't an option for me. Again, my parents split. My father just said bye-bye and left me taking care of my younger sister and my mother. And I knew a guy who owned a hair salon, and he said, why don't you get your license and come work for me? And in doing so, I met a makeup artist who was teaching at night, and I taught dance at Fred Astaire Dance Studios to take his class.
I didn't know that either. Keep going.
And then I had such a crush on him, and he was gay, and I didn't know from gay back in the 70s, but I did everything to impress him. I just did as much makeup as I can. Said, Tony, look at this. Tony, look at that. And then I landed a good job in California doing makeup, which led to doing makeup for a career for 32 years.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't know that it was that long. How did you learn how to be a makeup artist? And you were doing it for press junkets and a whole lot of incredible celebrities, but how did you learn how to do that?
Tom Petty right there.
That's a great one. How did you learn, Deb?
Oh my gosh, how did I learn? I took classes, but more than that, I BS'd my way through the industry. Just said, yes, I could do video. Yes, I could do TV. And I had never done any of that. And people loved me and loved what I did. And I made people feel confident. And, I half-assed it.
And that's a great story. You BS'd your way. And that's what I really appreciate about you, Deb, is that you have always figured it out. And going back to the story of, okay, parents split, there was an opportunity in California. You moved to California. You took dance lessons to learn how to dance. Is that correct? To be able to influence somebody?
I just looked for a job that was within a bus route.
Okay.
And
yeah. Okay. And then you figured it out. And you continue to figure it out. Were you good at being a makeup artist when you started?
I was. I would say yes.
So that kind of came naturally?
Yeah, I loved it. I enjoyed it. I loved More than the makeup part of it, which I did love, I loved making people feel good before they got on camera.
Okay.
There was definitely a psychology to it, to
Yeah.
really pamper and just get them feeling good before they were center stage.
And where did that come from?
Probably not having that as a kid, not being pampered, not being heard.
Hmm.
I gave what I needed to get.
Wow. Wow. Can you give us an example of maybe a situation in which you were able to make someone feel better before they went on stage, before they went on the camera? Can you share? And you don't need to use specific names of celebrities unless it's appropriate.
I just always focused on, I don't know that everybody has the most beautiful features, and I think everybody's beautiful. There is beauty to everyone, unless they're just evil inside.
Hmm.
But I always focused on the most, what appealed to me the most, which made, if I'm looking into someone's eyes and they're transcending, I would say your eyes are beautiful, and just build off of there and make them feel good about themselves. And I don't know, I got got personal with a lot of people.
I
And
know, and became friends with a lot of people as well. And
right,
what I like about you, Deb, in sharing this is that a couple of things that our listeners have learned that if you have enough confidence, you can figure things out. And not that you were lying, but you were BSing your way into opportunities because you have confidence you can figure it out. And easy opportunity, not an easy growing up, not an easy situation to be in. California and your rest of your family's in Cleveland, not easy at all. And then the second thing that I think that we've learned is you were then making people feel a certain way. And I talk about superpowers that everyone has. You don't have to be in hospitality or hotels. Everyone has a superpower of making people feel a certain way. And this is something that I'm learning about you is that you are giving what you never necessarily received as a child. And how brilliant is that? You could have gone the other way, Deb. You could have gone, I never got it, so why should I give it? But oh my God, I'm so fortunate to know you because you give it. And even
I
with
don't know, I'm
me,
so emotional.
yeah, no, it's okay. And I'm the same way. But I noticed that even when you talk to us, you see us, we call, you're always complimenting people. And that is so special. Please never lose that aspect about you. And what's so great, Deb, is that it's authentic. You are looking for the nice eyes. You are looking for the great smile. You are looking for, and will say, Bart, you have a nice shaped head. And I was like, so is that to make up that I'm almost bald? What does that mean? Mom, I don't compliment you on your big bellies, but
But you should.
yeah, I probably should.
She earned it.
But anyway, I'm really enjoying the conversation about trying to make people feel good and confident before they went on stage in front of camera. Getting back to that, Deb, was there any particular situation? Again, you don't need to use any names, but just using that example or that scenario, are there any situations that come to mind of, I remember when I was working with X and this is what he or she was worried about? Are there any stories that you can share?
I think it's universal. Everybody had a concern being in front of the
Mm,
camera. If somebody was concerned about their jawline not being defined, or maybe they had two chins, I would do magic
yeah.
and
To make them
enhance.
feel right, to make them feel better and compliment
Yeah,
them. Did you find celebrities were also insecure with their looks?
I would say yes. That yes, there were some that were very insecure.
Okay. And did that shock you at first?
I think we all have insecurities, so I can't say it was shocking.
Okay. All right. So you're doing makeup for press junkets, for movie premieres, for people going on game shows, a wide variety of things. Being a makeup artist.
I went to school to cut hair
Okay.
and I was awful at it. However, I started working at E Entertainment. It was movie time and then it became E. So I did Talk Soup with Greg Kinnear and I was the makeup artist for movie time. And they got so big that I started a company, Beauty Squad, and I had 50 hair and makeup people working all over the country for
Wow.
me. And in working for E, all the executives needed haircuts. Celebrities always needed haircut. And again, I always cut everyone's hair and I would say, I don't really know what I'm doing, but everyone loved what I did. So
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't that bad.
No, it worked. Doing a business and having that many people work for you, did that come natural? Because you automatically you went from being an entrepreneur, someone that was figuring it out, to someone that was doing individual contributing work. You were doing individual makeup, and then you started leading people. Did that feel natural for you?
It did. It felt like the next step. It
Yeah.
was something that was necessary. I also felt like they're looking to me to fill positions. How do I
Hmm.
do that? And I
Hmm.
gave opportunities to a lot of people that were transitioning from art class into makeup, or
Yeah.
people I knew that were working at Limited for $11 an hour that I knew had talent and was able to teach them and elevate them to a $350 day.
Okay. That term elevate, and I didn't realize that it was 50 people at one point, but that also represents you. Don't get emotional on me. That
Okay.
represents you. You find people because you talk to everybody. That is also one
Yes.
of your superpowers. You talk to everybody because I'm going to ask you, and this is going to get back to you find certain things that are good about people and you help to elevate them. I want to get back to that. But why, Deborah Price, do you talk to everybody? Why?
I think everyone's interesting. Everybody has a story. Maybe I could learn something new. Contact. I love talking to people,
Yeah, that, and I think that's
except on
unusual.
camera.
Yeah, we got you're fine. You're fine. You're doing great. I think that is unusual that people genuinely want to talk to people for the sake of finding out their story, learning more about them, seeing how you can help them, how perhaps, and I'm not even going to say that. I don't think you ever talk to people with the intent of how are they going to help you. Is that a
No.
fair statement? Never.
Oh, yeah. No,
No,
I
it's
talk to
given.
people because it's fun.
Yeah,
It's
and it's fun.
interesting.
And that helps you, I'm sure, to live your life.
I love it. Like
Yeah.
wherever I go to the farmer's
Yeah.
market and I'm standing there and I last week I went and I talked to someone. She goes, "Do I know you?" I said, "No, I'm just hi."
I'm just your new friend, Deborah Price. And if I can connect you to 14 people, I will, because that's what I do. And if you
And
know
she had
anyone that
lost her
loves,
home in the fire,
yeah,
and I
that's
said,
the,
"Here's my card.
yeah,
I'll
you
give you
keep
a
on
blanket."
doing, yeah, that's just so unusual. So please never stop being you. And for our listeners, I'm just trying to think of what are their learnings that talk to people. It is okay to talk to people because everyone does have a story. And even if you're an introvert like me or an extrovert like you, it's okay to talk to people. And there was an interesting study when they said, okay, five of you go on a subway and initiate conversation with someone. You need to initiate conversation with someone. And then the other five people sit next to someone and see if they initiate conversation with you. And everyone had to do how bad did they think it would go. And everyone was just like, oh, this is going to be horrible. I have to talk to someone that I don't want to talk to. It's horrible. What they found is that people that did talk to people, the five that were intentional in saying, hey, I love your hat, or those shoes are great. Do you like them? Or are you heading to work? Whatever it is, their lives became more fulfilled. The experience was better for them as a result of talking to people. That is what is special and innately you. And that's the lesson so far. Talk to people. You can figure it out and then try to elevate people. I want to talk to this point because these are things that I know you do. I did not realize that you had 50 people working for you when you were having your makeup company. And you said that you were finding people that were working retail It could have been someone that delivered a package to you. It could have been someone at a farmer's market. You found people that could benefit by having employment and by helping to raise them up. Doesn't happen very often. Why do you do that?
I think again, it goes back to what I didn't get is what I need to give.
Did anyone help lift you up in your career?
Terry Fisher, my husband, in my career. I don't think anyone's lifted me up in my career.
Yes.
That's all me doing what I need to do to survive. But when you have the support of people that you love and that love you,
Mm-hmm.
it makes a difference.
Yeah.
It's empowering.
Okay. And this is what I want. This is what I'm asking of my listeners. We've been doing 170 plus episodes. A lot of people are listening to this. I would like someone, and we're going to give out your contact details later, Deb. I would like someone to help you. In fact, I would like several people to help elevate you. And I don't know what that looks like quite yet. Our listeners would know. This is my opportunity to help elevate you, to give you exposure to all of my listeners, to be able to publish and promote you to all of the people that I know, and connecting you with as many people as I know. Because it's time. You've been doing this all alone with the help of a few loving relatives, but I would really like our listeners to help elevate you. I want to share a unique story about you. Maria is a person that you have hired, I think when your children were born, correct?
Emma was 1 month and she's going to be 25 in May.
Okay.
Yes.
So for over 25 years, how did you meet Maria?
Through an agency, and a gal brought, funny story, I'll make it short.
Mhm.
The agent brought 3 people to my home
Mhm.
and said, this is my number 1, this is my number 2, and this is my number 3. Maria is my least favorite. And I said, let's start with Maria. And she worked one day and I said, she's the one. And she's been with me 24, almost 25 years.
Yes. Your children aren't young anymore, are they?
No.
Do you need a nanny assistant helper now? No. So Maria, I know, has been, it's probably going to be hard for you to say it, is part of your family. And it doesn't matter if you need help or not. You still hired her and she still shows up X number of times a week, whether it's to help out with the dogs or to water plants. You still hire her. You still keep her elevated. And I'm sure that has helped her with her family, correct? And that has helped elevate her standard and her way of living and her everything. Yeah. Most people wouldn't do that, Deb, but you do, right? It's almost like I don't have any grass anymore in my yard, but I still want the grass cutter to come once a week because I don't want him to go out of business. I hired someone once a week to shovel snow, and we haven't had any snow, but I'm still going to hire them because I want them to have a business. Unbelievable how giving you are, which is now, and thank you for that. Now this is turning to your current business, the makeup business, the leading of 50 individuals. Did that, and I again don't know this, did that go away?
It did go away when I had 6 people working on Oxygen Media, and somebody got cozy with the director, and the director exposed my contract. And then the studio came to me and said, you need to pay them more. I said, I pay workers' comp, liability, taxes. What else increased my pay? I need to make money. I'm in business to make money as well, not just provide a service. And it just got ugly, and I just
Had
quit.
enough. Okay.
Yeah, no good deed goes unpunished, unfortunately. And
It's
I
okay. It was
said,
time.
yeah, and it was time.
Yeah, things were changing in the industry. And you know what? You're smart enough to say, okay, I'm done with it. I don't need that hassle. I don't need the inconvenience. Yes, I'm leading people, but let me see what else I can do.
Yeah.
And did that immediately lead to, I want to talk about 2 things, Cozy Foe. I want to talk about Merch Madness Group here in a moment, but did that immediately lead to Cozy Foe, or was there some in between time before you came up with the idea of faux fur blankets?
The next step was I got into the promotional products industry.
Mm-hmm.
because I needed something to do and I had all the contacts at the studios. So it was a perfect fit to do all the merch for their wrap gifts, and they just do a ton of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I transitioned, and my husband was involved in commercial real estate. So that was another avenue for me to get involved with BOMA, Building Owners and Managers Association. So I had access to thousands of companies. And it was fun just being creative and finding product to present to these companies.
Sure.
And my first order was a $350,000 order doing wine carriers in the promotional business. And I was
Sure.
like, okay, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, one of my clients gave me a blanket for a holiday gift, and I was obsessed with it. And I said, I need to meet this person. I want to sell these as part of my promotional products. And my first order doing business with this mom and pop person
Mm-hmm.
was 3,500 pieces.
Wow.
Yeah. And I navigated the production, everything, and she got real ugly about it. She went from doing 1, 2, 3 here and there to this big
Being
order that,
overwhelmed. Sure.
and but then she put on a hat like she knew it all, and it just got ugly. And I was ready to just walk away. And my husband said, no, you just give her the money and walk away. And
Mm-hmm.
I slept on it and I woke up. I said, you're only as good as your word. I would not have had this order without
Mm-hmm.
having her product.
Mm-hmm.
And I finished the project with her. And then I ventured off on my own and found a new supplier and designed my throws differently than what her throws were. So there was no anything the same, not even the
Amazing.
suppliers being the same.
Yeah. Amazing. And now you've had Cozy Faux for how long?
23 years.
Amazing. Okay. And it is the softest faux fur blanket that you could ever imagine, but I know it's more than blankets. Can you just share? And I don't want this to be too salesy, but I do want people to know what you do, sell, and represent. What else does Cozy Faux make?
I make pet blankets that are delicious, kid throws, baby throws, scarves, and I do gorgeous robes. And then occasionally I'll throw in another gifty item, light up lip gloss or candles or whatever I find that I love along the way. I
Yes.
figure who isn't going to love it? If I love
Yeah.
it, got to
Okay.
be good.
Yeah. And here's the element then of gifting and giving. Again, you have created things to enable others to give something that is really delicious, as you say, and remarkable. What do you think the importance is, because you're so good at this, of giving gifts? What is the
Oh my
importance?
gosh, the importance. I'm a giver. I would rather give than receive any day of the week. I do not even know how to receive. But giving a gift, I feel, especially if it bleh,
Mhm. Resonates. I'm
resi-
with you.
they
Yep.
resonates with somebody, like really they can identify with it or they can use it.
Yeah,
What I love.
and you're so good at it, by the way. You are so good at handwritten notes, going back to doing what most people don't do. I saw a handwritten note that you sent to our son because he sent you something. Most people would just maybe text and say thank you, or maybe call and say thank you, or maybe send an email. But no, you wrote a handwritten note addressed to him, sent to our home address to say thank you. That is unusual. And again, please don't change, but you are doing what most people don't do. The thoughtfulness of what you do as gifts, we from you loved a gumball machine that you had in your home, and it was filled, I think, with M&Ms. And there was a basket full of quarters next to it. And anytime you wanted some M&Ms, you just grabbed the quarter from the basket, you put it in there, and you got this great handful. And if you wanted more, you grabbed another quarter. And that was just fun. So what did we get from you? Of course, we got the exact same duplicate, replicate gumball machine that is now in our basement. I still have to fill it with M&Ms. I'm trying to be good. But like things like that are so special and memorable, and it made me feel a certain way. And you need to know that. I want you to know that. I had a conversation with someone recently, and we did a little discussion about gratitude and appreciation. And the title of it was, and no disrespect to Yeti, but it was not another Yeti, was the topic of the little conversation. And he travels all over the place. He helps plan events and organize events. And his point is, know who I am, know what I will use, and give me something that is different and unique and special. A gumball machine is unique, different, and special, of course. A faux fur blanket is unique and special. What are some of the other things that you have seen that you are doing for your customers that is really unique and special? I know you got millions of them. Can you give me one example?
Gosh, I don't know if I can. I've done really cool phone chargers that are, I think I gave you one.
We
It's
have one.
this,
Yep.
I love that thing. If I see something and I think, oh my gosh, this is so cool,
Yes.
I'm getting them and I'm shipping them to my clients just to say, how much fun is this? I love it. Goes on your desktop. It's modern. It's,
Yeah. And it's
I don't know.
magnetic. It sticks to you don't need a cord. All you have to do is touch it, and then it charges your phone.
Right.
Yeah. And thank you for that gift also. No, yeah, it's important. And the whole aspect of not another Yeti, what is the process that you go through with your clients to find out what you can do to help deliver the feeling, not the product, but their feeling?
And you find out who their audience is.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, budget plays into everything. But if you give me a budget of $6, I'm going to find something that I think is pretty cool that people will talk about and people will use, and your name's going to be in front of them for
Yeah.
a long time, and they're going to be grateful. And it's the art of giving, I guess.
Yeah. That's it.
Been around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been around long enough to find unique and really listen to
Yeah,
what
no,
people need.
you're absolutely right. And this is a lesson for our salespeople. You're asking questions, you're finding out, yes, what their budget is, what's the demographic, what do you think their needs are, what could they use? And another mug is probably not going to be that thing. Another water bottle might be or might not be that thing. But what if it is something that is unique? And I'm looking around to see if I have anything else that you gave me, not in immediate reach, but things that are unique and memorable and that are going to be reminding the individuals. I'll show you one thing real quick. This came from a client. I do the presentation. Ooh, how is that? It's a bamboo plant. I don't know if you can't really see
Yeah,
that.
it's not showing. I see the
Yeah,
outline.
it's because it's green because of the green screen behind me,
Green
but it's a
screen,
bamboo
right?
plant. And I did a presentation to a group, and we talked about hashtag Be Bamboo, about flexibility. They loved it so much, they sent us bamboo plants, and they sent it to every single one of their team members. Every time I look at that, I think of Nocturne Luxury Villas, the company that gave it to me, and Scott Wiseman. Thank you. That's meaningful. Looking at, and no disrespect to mugs, because mugs can certainly play a part, but this, if there's a logo on it, might not have as much meaning. But then again, I have a purple mug from our friends at Leidos that I use almost every single day, and I get to speak to them at least once a year. So that's meaningful to me. So it's weird, right, how things can be memorable or not memorable. Is there anything that someone has given you, Deb, as a gift that is super memorable?
Yeah, people give me art, and I'm a fan of art. And it could be small, it could be large, it could be a vase.
Yeah.
It could.
Yeah.
I
Heartfelt.
have a necklace that
Yes.
someone gave me. I never take it off.
Yeah.
It's
And I'm
things
looking at,
that.
yes. No, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I'm looking at some of the things in the background of your office. Those are meaningful things. Those are there for a reason, whether it's the hat, the image, the postcard, the signed document, the Tom Petty image. Those things are there for a reason. So I think that's another lesson for us all, is that we can be giving and we should be thoughtful. And I'll give you a quick example, Devin, anxious to get your thoughts on this. Terry and I were talking, and I said, after every single podcast appearance, I think I should send something. I should send a handwritten note on my stationery. I should send my book. I should send a bamboo t-shirt. and all that stuff. And I was just like, but maybe they don't want a t-shirt, but maybe they would get the t-shirt for their child. And I'm just curious, something like this, because you're working with all different types of customers. Imagine I'm the podcast host and I'm your client. What would you think would be an appropriate gift, if any, to send afterwards to say thank you?
From you?
Yeah, curious.
I think so. Can I take a second,
Yeah, of
see if I
course.
have
Yeah.
one up here?
Yeah.
Okay. I think an amazing thing that people would use
Yeah.
is a bamboo board.
Oh, wow.
It's a little cutter. You could slice your
Yeah.
lemons,
Anything.
limes.
Yes.
You brand it,
Yep.
and it's bamboo. And
Yeah.
you could put it in the mail. It's thin,
Yeah.
it's light, and it's
Terrific.
bamboo.
And it's bamboo. Yeah. And people are going to use cutting boards. Most people use cutting boards. And why not have something special and different and memorable? And it aligns with the theme of flexibility and breathing and doing your best. Be bamboo.
And sustainability.
Yeah.
It's everything great for the planet, and it
Yeah.
parallels your outreach.
Okay. I'll share my budget with you later and we'll see how many we can order. Let's do a $350,000 order. All right, great. Okay, getting back to Cozy Foe. Yes, they're delicious blankets and pet beds and baby blankets and all those lovely things. You were doing some remarkable things in conjunction with the LA fire situation, and sad that has happened. I'm sad that you had to evacuate your home on many occasions. You were always doing something even before that about giving back. Can you tell a little bit about what your give back program was before the LA fires first? And then I want to move to your initiative and your outreach of what you're doing now.
I love volunteering. We volunteer for the Karsh Center, which is feeding the homeless and people that have less than us. Foster care counts. Every Mother's Day, I would volunteer and eventually family involved, and I would do makeup on all the foster parents. But there were different divisions. There was makeup, there was spa, there were books, there were backpacks. It was just a huge giving event.
Mm.
And then with my Cozy Foes, for every 20 I'd sell, and still do, I donate one to a homeless child.
Wow.
And then through my pet blankets, same thing, we donate to shelters. So there's that. And
Yeah.
can I move?
Giving right, of your time as well. I didn't realize your additional volunteer work, which is just amazing. Okay. And then sadly, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions with regard. Thank you for doing that prior. With the LA fires, how many families directly that lost homes?
At least 40,
And
maybe more.
I noticed in the news, and this is not meant to be emotional, if we can just get through this. I noticed on the news recently, there's other things that the media is covering. They're jumping to other things that are going on in the world. I'm not seeing as much activity talking about the people that have lost their homes. Now, granted, are the fires out now? Are they contained?
They're fully out.
Okay, fully out. But what is happening to the people? Just answer that question. What is happening to all those 40 people that, in addition to the thousands that have no homes? What are they doing now? Where are they?
Well, some of my friends
Mhm.
have found places to live, whether temporary. There's some that are still at evacuation centers. FEMA had given extensions so people can stay at hotels. And then a lot of people are just, there's so many people that are displaced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's shocking and upsetting. And I know several times you had to evacuate your home with your family and your pets. Not an easy thing, and certainly a very scary thing. You have partnered and you're doing some other incredible things with Cozy Foe, and we will also mention your other company. Is it your parent company, Merch Madness Group?
Yes.
Okay, so Merch Madness Group, your parent company, and you're dealing with gifting of items, promotional items for organizations, for event planners, you name it. Anyone that needs to buy a gift and they want something logoed, Deb has different ideas with regard to that. In addition to Cozy Foe, the faux fur blankets, you are doing some incredible initiatives. Can you share with our listeners And again, this is not about what you are doing, but it's one aspect of what you are doing in conjunction with other people. And I'm hoping that this gives additional people ideas and resources on how they can also help, because those people aren't back in their homes yet. They're not going to be back in homes in general for quite some time. Can you share?
So when the fires happened, and a lot of people I know are in the Palisades and Malibu. So I would reach out and see, how are you? How can I help? What can I give you? I put a boatload of stuff on my table. When we evacuated, the only thing I needed were things for my animals and my daughter. And my husband pulled out a suitcase, and I only need my sweatpants and my sweatshirts and stuff for the dogs. But when I checked in on people, they said, "Oh, I was going back in for my cozy foe, and the wind changed, and I just had to grab my dog. But that's the one thing I missed the most." And so I started just shipping cozy foes to everybody from my inventory, and I really can't afford financially to just give like that. And then I called the guy that I get my fabric from and said, "Can you give me a discount? I want to do a GoFundMe, and I want to be able to afford to give back." And he said he would partner with
Wow.
me. And his company is called Make the World a Softer Place.
Oh, wow.
So I set up the GoFundMe, and between the two of us and my outreach, on the GoFundMe, it's over $10,000.
Wow.
But between some other people that just sent money direct, it's about $25,000.
Amazing.
And we've made 700 blankets that have all been distributed to the community closet, to a safe place, to I'm waiting on the Altadena girls, which is a young girl that started an outreach program for the Altadena fires. And they got so big and so much press that they bought a building, and they're setting up mental health care and all kinds of recovery stuff.
Wow.
So, and I gave 100 to first responders in Santa Monica, and our place of worship, I gave 65 to them because 65 families lost their
Needed it.
homes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got a beautiful email yesterday from the community center. She reached out to me and said somebody came in, they got a blanket, and she wrote me and said, not to me, but she shared it with me, how wonderful the Cozy Foe is. And it brought her such comfort and peace. And it was like receiving a hug. So
amazing. Yeah, because there's nothing better sometimes when you think about when people need comfort. What do they think about? They think about curling up in something, curling up in a blanket, curling up in a big sweatshirt, curling up in something just to feel comfort again among all the discomfort. And that's what you are helping to do. I think it's just remarkable. And thank you for the shout out for the other organizations that are partnering with you. Is the GoFundMe still active? Are you still looking?
it is.
Can you share
It is.
what are the details? What's the easiest way to find it? I don't know.
I guess I would have to send it to you because
Okay. And I'll put it.
It's LA Relief Fund, Cozy Foe, I think. I don't know the.
I'll put it in the notes. I'll put it in the
Okay.
show notes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. No, it's a good idea because it's going to continue, correct? You're going to continue helping, because just because one person got one blanket or one family got one blanket doesn't mean that the work is done.
It is. There were thousands and thousands of people that lost their homes, and the first responders. And the other thing my husband brought to mind to me this morning was all the wonderful people I've met through giving. I met the fire chief of Santa Monica. I met a judge and a fire brigade in Altadena area, and just great people. Again, just from outreach and community.
Yeah, knowing that there's great people. I lost you for a second, Deb.
Okay.
Hold on. And I don't know why I haven't. Deb.
Here, but
Okay, I'm back. Are you there?
okay. I'm here.
Okay, yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened. My computer just went blank. But you were able to meet some incredible people, the fire chiefs, other people that are donating money. Are you finding that there is a lot of goodness out there?
So much. So much community. It's overwhelming. It's I don't want to say overwhelming. It's heartwarming. It's
Yeah, and that's
beautiful.
good. And that's needed. Right? That's what the world needs. The world needs hope. The world needs kindness. The world needs goodness. And when you see that there are people like you, yes, Deborah Price, and there's other individuals that you are meeting that are trying to bond together to do good things, that's what it's all about, isn't it? More than anything.
But
And I wrote a story recently. I think I sent it to you. It was called like People Over Things, and you just nailed it. What did you need? You didn't need a suitcase. You needed a good sweatshirt that you were wearing. Great. And you needed your animals and your family. That's it. That's it. So has it made you
coffee maker, let's not lie.
okay, coffee maker, great. But has it made you reevaluate stuff recently?
I think I'll say yes, but
Hmm.
I'm not attached to stuff.
Yeah.
It's just stuff. It's
Yeah.
fun, but it's not,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
No, stuff
Everything's
is fun.
replaceable.
Yeah. Stuff is fun. Conversations aren't stuff. People aren't stuff. Making people cry, good or bad, that's not stuff. That's humanity. And that's what you're helping. And it's so unique because I was almost hesitant to ask you that question, Deb, because what you do sell is stuff. But I think what makes you different is that you are selling things that are making people feel a certain way. That's the difference. It's the thoughtfulness of the gifts that you do, the thoughtfulness that you encourage your customers to give to their clients. They're thoughtful things. It's not just, in no disrespect to mouse pads, but people probably have enough mouse pads. And if they don't, okay, great. I know. I'm dancing around this just a little bit, but are there other things that people can do now to help the families affected by the LA wildfires? Where can
There's
we
so
direct
many
them?
organizations out there that you can help. People still need bedding and clothing, and I'll open a can and think, oh my gosh, people don't even have a can opener, the basic
Mhm,
necessities. But it's remarkable how many people have stepped up. Living
mhm.
Spaces, they are giving mattresses and delivering mattresses. It's remarkable.
Yeah,
People are getting what they need,
yeah,
and
because people are
it's
stepping up.
endless.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
goodness.
people can
Thank
still
goodness.
help.
Yeah. Deb, what is the favorite part about what you do?
Connecting with people.
Okay. What is the favorite part about your life that you enjoy the most?
What is the favorite part about my life? I love it all. I love my family. I love where I live. I love my animals. I love what I do. There's no negative.
Yeah, the energy is amazing. And I've heard that response from you before, right? If we're visiting, you're just like, "Gosh, I love my neighborhood. Oh my gosh, I love this farmer's market. Oh my gosh, you have to taste this. I love this." Everything is love. And I think that's another thing. You are not hesitant to say that you love things. And most importantly, you're not hesitant to say, love you, love you, love you, love you. And that goes right out to you, Deborah Price. If individuals would like to find out more, tell us the best websites for people to go.
If you need merch, it's merchmadnessgroup.com, or
Okay.
my email is dp@merchmadnessgroup.com. Cozy Faux is FAUX. So it's cozyfaux.com, and it's D. If you want a deal, just email me directly. You don't have to pay retail.
Yeah, and thank you. And we're looking to have other people, our listeners, help figure out ways to elevate you. You are doing some great things in the world to help other people. You continue to give. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Last question, I promise. Fill in the blanks. Most people don't blank.
Most people, what?
I said fill in the blanks, but it's just actually one blank. Most people don't blank.
Don't love unconditionally.
Yeah. And wouldn't the world be a better place if we can love unconditionally for everybody?
Everyone. And give.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. All right, Deborah, thank you so much for joining episode 170 plus of the podcast. Thank you for being a wonderful person, an incredible sponsor of the Most People Don't Message. Truly appreciate it. We want people to go and see how they can help support your efforts as you are giving so much. It's time to start receiving a little from whoever can help, including us. So thank you,
Thank
Deborah.
you.
Okay, are you done? Was that fun?
It was great.
Enjoyable, easy, right?
It was easy.
Yeah. And yeah, you are a very special person, Deb. And I know you don't need to hear that, but you probably should hear that a little bit more. I appreciate
I'm
you.
not mad.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate you. Hold on.
Hi.
Hold on. Hold on.
How was it? Hi, you look awesome.
Come on in.
How was it?
What?
Did you
Step
stand?
on the pedestal.
I'm a little shrimp. Hi.
How's the air down there?
Hold on.
The
Hold on.
air
Let me
is
switch
good.
over.
How fun.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, remarkable. Like I got to learn so much
Oh,
new
there I
stuff
am.
about
There you
her.
are.
Here I am. I'm just about to hop in the shower.
Grab a seat.
Did you
I
stand?
showered. I don't know that I look good, but
Yeah, you look great. Did
She
you
does look
stand
great.
I am standing.
for the podcast? You decided to?
To stand
Yeah.
Just different energy, right?
rather than sit?
Yeah.
I'm at a standing desk, so I had no choice. I came into my
Oh,
office.
okay. It wasn't a choice. It was just what you do.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hi.
She did-
Gonna
she
see
did
you in
great.
2 days.
See you in 2 days.
I keep
I'm
on
so
telling her
excited.
I don't want her to go.
I know he's saying he's looking at my bag and I'm unpacking that.
I
I was like, no,
unpacked
you're
her.
not. I'm out of here.
I took out all of her socks and I put in my socks.
How
That
was the
works.
conversation? I didn't hear any of it. We were so
Oh.
busy all morning. I didn't even call you to say good luck. Rots a rock,
No.
but you didn't need it.
Rots a rock. It was great. I showered. I was like prepared. Didn't know. Alan said, "What's he asking?" I said, "I have no idea. I'm just going in blind, like
Nice.
whatever it is." And it's
Yeah.
Bart, so I'm
Yeah.
sure I'll be comfortable. And
How
you're
were the
great,
questions?
Bart. They were great, and
thank you.
he made me cry a lot. You bastard.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of takeaways just to share, which I think are really special that I did not know. She's always giving to
Yeah.
people. She's giving because she didn't get it as a kid,
Aw,
which sucks, right?
yeah.
So she gives what she
Gives?
needs. She gives what she needs. And what makes her feel good is when she is giving. But I learned this about her when she was doing makeup, because she does this all the time. She would point out things that made that person, let's say, beautiful.
Highlight.
Even if they weren't, right before they get on stage, before they got on camera, she would focus in on, your eyes are so sparkly today. You look beautiful.
Ah,
Even if they had a double chin. Like that's giving of feel good.
right.
Right. And then the things that she does to give to other people, everyone can be a conversation and a story. She helps elevate people up. Look at Maria. When she hired 50 people to work for her makeup company, these were people that she met at like retail shops or farmers market that she knew she could elevate up. That's so special. Holy crap.
Even Terry did makeup.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and even you cut my hair. And even I went to a press junk at one time. Yeah. And so thoughtfulness of giving, we touched upon that. Think about all the things that she's given us. The gumball machine that's in our basement.
Yeah.
The phone charger that we carry with us. Like that thoughtfulness makes us feel a special way. And I wanted that to get across to all of these listeners, that it's not just about giving stuff. It's about giving things that are going to make people
Feel a certain way. Right.
And then, of course, with her engagement and the GoFundMe
Yeah.
for the blankets. And I thought that was well stated, Deb. You're running a business. You can't give away $350, $400 blankets, right? So you did the smart thing. You partnered with other people and you raised money so you could provide all of those blankets. Another brilliant way of figuring things out. That's what's cool about you, Deb. You figure things out. And that's what you always say, right? I got cash in my pocket. I'll figure it out. I want to do this. I'll figure it out. What if this goes away? I'll figure it out. Like you and Terry, right? Very special cousins. Yeah.
My partner in crime.
I like that backdrop. I like the
I told her
pictures
too.
back there, right?
Yeah,
Peace and joy is showing
Yeah.
Where's peace and joy?
right there, bottom.
Oh, right here.
Uh-huh. That's important to you, so it's on there.
Oh, with family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with family. That says it all.
Amazing. All right. Phenomenal, Deb. Thank you very,
Thank
very
you.
For those of you that might be new to the podcast, my name is Bart Berkey. I am the founder of Most People Don't. It's a company that is designed to help people get better, to help people to be inspired to do more, to achieve more based on taking action. During my 16 years with Ritz-Carlton and 30 years plus in hospitality, I gained a unique perspective on how the element of service can inspire intentional, above and beyond actions. Not only do we have the podcast, I travel around the globe with keynote messages in addition to sales and service training. If you are a group or organization that is in need of some motivation or an inspirational message, please reach out to us through our website, which is mostpeopledon't.com. Most importantly, thank you for doing what most people don't.